Well, they're the seed slayers, aren't they? They downed Marcus Ellis, and Lauren Smith did Go and Lei of Malaysia, and now they've taken down Wang and Huang, the second seeds at the foot of the mixed doubles draw. They'll have more seeds to play in the semi-finals in the name of Watanabe and Higashino, the third seeds from Japan. They're the defending champions, of course, in the mixed doubles discipline, so they'll have their work cut out there. But that was a terrific match to watch, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. You're in the company of Paul Hand. Next up, we have got women's singles for you from the second quarter of the women's singles draw. Tai Tzu Ying having come through earlier. We brought you that win over Saina Nehwal, the 8th seed, downed. Tai Tzu Ying looking very good, yet to drop a game. Our players are en route. Akane Yamaguchi, the 4th seed, takes on her Bingjiao, the 6th seed from China. Two familiar foes. This is their 9th meeting. And, well, she really is a strong title contender, this little Japanese player, isn't she? Running hot from that German Open crown recently. And she enjoys playing today's opponent normally. Strong head-to-head advantage. We'll get to that a bit later. So I think I lip-read that Yamaguchi's going to serve, and her Bingjiao wants the far end, if I'm right. Just a couple of world ranking spots between these two. Yamaguchi ranked at 5th in the world at the moment. Her Bingjiao 7th. Seeded 4th and 6th respectively. There are her vitals. The first of these two 21-year-olds, born in Fukui province in Japan. Touched on that #1 ranking. That was back in April last year. She's 6-2 this year in terms of wins and losses. And of course, she's the All England Open runner-up of last year on both the German Open and French Open 750 super level tournaments. And, plus 5 more semi-final showings in the last 12 months. And here's her route through. Yet to drop a game, took out the Spaniard Corrales and then Mia Blichfeld, the Dane, both in double quick time. She's got a super resilient defense to the way that she plays, and I just love watching the way that she is so good at turning points around. Her opponent, Bingjiao from China, Jiangsu province. Of course, she's from Suzhou. Just that one spot below her career high, which was back in July of last year, where she spent 1 week at #6 in the world. She's 5 wins this year, only 2 losses. 5'7" she is. Left-hander, of course. She's won every major event at junior level, as pretty much as Yamaguchi as well. Runner-up at the Malaysian Open, and there are her vitals coming through here. She's been tested, but coming through inside both matches. Took out Fitriani, the tough Indonesian. 21-10 in the decider, and the Thai, Pornpawi Chochuwong, 21-14 in the deciding game. So she's been thoroughly tested. Head-to-head, 7-1 in favour of Yamaguchi. Look at that, that's quite something. Last win was in the French Open last year, where Bingjiao always does pretty well, but a nemesis opponent was in the way on that occasion. Chinese Taipei umpire, hello to him. And the service judge just opposite. There's a familiar face, Mr. Detou from France. Yeah, both players really enjoy the French Open. Bingjiao has made 3 consecutive semi-finals at the Stade de Coubertin in Paris. Her last final was the Malaysian Open Super 750 event. Right, here we go then. Women's singles quarterfinals on court 1. It's going to be Akane Yamaguchi, the 4th seed, against the 6th seed, her Bingjiao from China.
Akane Yamaguchi, JPN.
Paul Hand and Morten Frost to take you through this one.
Akane Yamaguchi to serve. Low ball. Play.
We are definitely starting in style here. What a good rally, what a good opening rally, good pace. And this shot is just magnificent. One of the trademarks of Bingjiao, who's having a great technical skill.
I really enjoy watching Bingjiao play, Morten. I'm sure you're the same. I just love her great racket skills and, as you say, so highly skilled, very deceptive. She's got that sort of swashbuckling look and a swagger on court that I really like. And to a certain extent, I guess that's a kind of left-handed thing as well.
I don't know. It's tough to say, but as you say, great hand skills, and really on her good days, she's able to score points. And that's obviously one of the tricky points when she's playing a player like Yamaguchi, who's got such a solid defense. And I guess that's one of the major reasons why the head-to-head between the two is 7-1 in favor of Yamaguchi. There's always a slight question mark to the fitness and pace when it comes to Bingjiao, whether she can actually maintain a high pace all through a match.
1-3.
So, of course, the tactics, if you look at it from the point of view of Yamaguchi, she'd just have to get as much back as possible, stay very solid in her defense, and just keep Bingjiao on court for as long as possible.
That's what happens, doesn't it, Morten, where you just get a little greedy, I guess, where you're playing miss percentage. Just want to go too cute to the lines.
Yeah, but that's the chance. That's the way Bingjiao have to play. When she's playing here in the Birmingham Arena here, it's definitely in favor of Yamaguchi, and she's got to go close to the lines and close to the net. And we already seen a few examples where one was the winner, another one was just outside the sideline, and then she had one top of the tape, not coming over. She knows it. She knows that she's got to play extremely sharp.
Well done. Really alert physically there was Bingjiao, and well, they met 4 times in 2018, and did gain one of the wins in the Malaysian Open back in June, back end of June it was. Straight games, 21-18, 21-18 for the then 8th seed. And it's a familiar opponent because, of course, she's doing well in tournaments and always seems to run into, well, often, Yamaguchi, who's doing that little bit better.
Service over. 4-all.
Yeah, of course, one of the big wins for Bingjiao last year was at the World Championship when she beat Tai Tzu Ying in the quarter-final. That was obviously a major surprise. Unfortunately for Bingjiao, she was not able to follow through in the event, and she lost to Carolina Marin in the semi-final. But that was in 3 games as well. She was the only one that took a game away from Carolina Marin in that tournament. That's good play, that's awesome play, good follow-up there. She saw the opportunity, added on a lot of pressure on the deep forehand situation. This one here saw it and followed up.
It's so lovely watching this sort of contrasting game styles, isn't it? The sort of real richly talented Bingjiao with all of her sort of hand skills and deception, and then Yamaguchi with other skills as well on top of that, with her physical prowess and the way that she covers the court so quickly, so consistently well.
And I think you shouldn't be deceived too much, because yes, Yamaguchi has got really good retrieving qualities, but she's actually also got a very nice skill, hand skill as well. And she can score points as and when it's needed, but it's not something that she's really going for. In the beginning, in most of her matches, she's just trying to stay steady, keep it going, really add on the pressure on the physical side. But she can score points. She's got a lovely cross-court smash from her around the head situation, and you know, when she's really forced, she's starting to use it. And that's what I said, lovely hand skills as well from Yamaguchi. That disguised straight drop shot there from the forehand side was really well executed. Try to have a look at this one. Look at it. Completely wrong footing, He Bingjiao. And incidentally, He Bingjiao, she lost the first round last year in the All England here. And she had to concede. She was playing just a few minutes in her first match against Go Jin Wei from Malaysia. And that was due to a wrist injury. So this is obviously adding onto her ranking here, because she's replacing much better points now. No, that's a beautiful attacking clear. The way that she punched that one, He Bingjiao, to the backhand side of Yamaguchi, that was really a good shot. This is the one, that's the one. See how it's fooling Yamaguchi. And she's under pressure, having to give away the initiative.
Service over. 7-9. 8-4.
So He Bingjiao, she was also injured at the end of last year, 2018. I think she qualified as a number 9 on the race to Guangzhou, and as Carolina Marin, she pulled out. She was the next one in line to, you know, be promoted into the tournament, but due to her injury, she turned the invitation down.
5-9.
That's what I mean. She knows she's got to go tight on the net shot. She knows she's got to make it count. And of course, she is prone to make a few more mistakes due to that fact.
It must feel like you're playing into a postage stamp when you're playing somebody as fast as Yamaguchi.
Yeah, she's retrieving so many shots that you have to put under pressure to make the mistakes. And He Bingjiao knows that.
10-all. 8-9.
That was gorgeous, the straight drop from the Japanese.
11-10.
It was, but
Cover.
again, look at it, how she's playing it with just the tiniest disguise, but that's what did the trick. Again, really good hand skills.
ラウンドに来た時にストレートいったら結構クロスとか厳しい球来るんで、そこを落とす球が一個もない。そこ前ちょっと長くてもいいから一回落としてからもう一回後ろ。チャンス球やから積極的に打てよ。スマッシュ入ってもいけないから。
你正手的这个后场，然后你的变速打起高球打得非常好。你今天节奏其实挺好的，但是就注意一个啊，一定要让他接高杀，不要让他接吊杀。因为接吊杀的话，他这种状态他都防得住。你打死他的进攻全是他回高球，你抓球把球打回去，好吧？好。
Very competitive opening game, this. Both with runs of 3 points.
11.
Pretty
10.
cagey.
Play.
Never tire, Morton, of watching that sort of creative imagination of her Bingjiao.
11.
She's a very natural. She just instinctively know what and how to play the shots.
Service serve. 12, 11.
Yeah, that was a tight one. Very tight one. When it was coming over, and it was well played by Yamaguchi. Often you see that players are leaving shots like that, and suddenly it's coming over.
So
is this where Yamaguchi breaks away?
She's really going for it now. Bingjiao taking a little bit too many risks and making the mistakes. This is the third in a row on that one there. She really got to watch out now.
It's almost like she wants an out in the point, you know.
She's really pushing it. Really well covered by Yamaguchi.
Just the queen of turning points around, isn't she, the Japanese? Under so much movement pressure there. Managed to put in a really high lift mid-rally to sort of regroup. And then produces that magic to kill the point.
there's a lot more urgency into the game of Yamaguchi that I've seen for a little while. I'm sure she's been gearing up physically and mentally for the Olympic qualification coming up on the 1st of May. And she's been having possibly a little bit of rest because this is the last opportunity before, you know, 1st of May is starting, and then for the next 18 months, it's just a solid badminton all out to qualify, and then next to get the seedings at the Olympics, and then of course to play the Olympics. So it's going to be a tough one the next 18 months.
Well, a run of 5 consecutive points just now. But now a run of 2 for Bingjiao. But you do sense a slight overpressing there from Yamaguchi. She's got this match where she wants it. You sense Yamaguchi. With that 3-point lead, she'll be pleased, but still working ever so hard to squeeze Bingjiao into submission. Do you yield?
18-13.
A moment of brilliance from the lady in blue.
Service
really nice. Let's see it again.
18.
High skill level with the reverse smash. Reverse slice, I should say. Did well there. It was the shot prior that really got it done.
I so agree. That punch clear down to the deep forehand. This one here to Yamaguchi, that's doing it. But look at the follow-up. Well, I think it's a very clever choice that Bingjiao is putting pressure on the forehand side of Yamaguchi, because he's actually keeping Yamaguchi away from Bingjiao's weaker point in the deep backhand corner. So there's some good tactics to it.
Service over. 19-16. Game point, 16.
4 game point opportunities for Akane Yamaguchi, the 4th seed. Unblemished so far throughout this tournament. That kind of run is continuing. She was solid against Blichfeld and Corrales. And again now, just inside 20 minutes. 21-16, she leads.
もう全然いいよ、それでタイミング取れて綺麗に回すけど、一回帰って後ろをちょっと速い球が入ってきたらクロスのもちょっと考えてちょっと長めでもいいから、でもこっちで後ろの球が多いから後ろで待ってるんで、そこでこうタイミングずらしてクリアとかクロス速いのが来るんで、自分からちょっとクロス球使ってもいいから、で絶対なってもいいから最後スマッシュ打った球それたまに入れていかないと。
然后自己动脑筋去抓他的习惯。他因为他后场是打顶2拍高球，会有一个假动作吊球嘛，你看自己动脑筋能不能把这些球员他的这些变化能够抓到，把失误能够抓到那最好。不小啊，第2个小心啊。 ってったストレートちょっとやりづらさ
後ろ見られてこの辺やったらもう完全にストレートから勝負した時に引っ張っていこうそこ1本だけでいいけどね頑張ってそこだけじゃあ出だしねまだ
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game, love ball, play.
And Akane Yamaguchi get this second game on the way, starting just as solidly as what she ended in the opening game. That's in.
2, love.
So it would be interesting to see whether Bingjiao can make good use of the back line, as she's playing slightly against the drift, therefore perhaps able to add a little bit more pressure onto the back line and still sort of spicing it up with all her nice skills as what we saw here. Look at this reverse one here, just beautifully down the line. That's in, that's a good lift. But here Yamaguchi slightly off balance, as you can see. That was enough to force the error from Bingjiao. That pressure shot to the deep forehand corner. That's beautifully played.
Showing us her high skill level, Yamaguchi, but just missing out at the back end of this point, but it was very creative.
Yeah, it would have been even better if she could have gone the block shot cross court rather than just blocking it straight.
Service over. 3-all.
And that's the weaker spot of Bingjiao's game, when she's really forced into that deep backhand corner. Beautifully played here. Look at this. Forcing her to turn around and play the backhand side, and it's right in the corner.
Five, 3.
That's out. But no doubt that Bingjiao plays with a little bit better length on her shots to the back line, and that is forcing a few more mistakes from Yamaguchi.
So quick to close that down.
Yeah, this was an absolute classic in all senses of it. This one, the only shot Bingjiao could play, the only thing she can do after that is the follow-up, and the only shot that Yamaguchi could play, because it was so tight, was the net shot. So that was an absolute classic.
Well, it's precision badminton from Bingjiao right now. She's really on it.
6-5.
Utterly focused. You can see it in those eyes. Burning ambition.
Very, very tight net shot there, setting herself up really well. And the smash down the line. Yamaguchi forced to choose sides, and she chose the backhand side. And it was too easy for Bingjiao to see it. That was a big miss.
Yeah, and a collective groan from the fans here in the arena. Badminton as a consequence, having worked so hard to engineer the beautiful setup.
Yeah, very short. Yeah. She had a good opportunity there.
Service over. 7-6.
And there's been quite a few easy mistakes from the record of Yamaguchi here in the beginning of the second game.
Yeah, we didn't see much of that against Mia Blichfeld yesterday, did we? She was really watertight and intact.
But when it comes to playing, again, this is a classic all the way through. Really well played by Bingjiao. There's no doubt that Bingjiao is having a class higher than Mia Blichfeld. That's out. Yeah, well left. Well, there's no doubt when I just said that Bingjiao is having a higher class than Mia Blichfeld at the moment. The top 10, in the women's singles are very, very solid. It's tough for the players being 15 to 20, 25 on the world ranking to break into that top 10, because the top 10 players are really, really good.
When you've got Saina Nehwal at number 9, there's a good example. It did find the line, look, Morton. How about that?
Yeah, that was a good challenge.
Yeah.
Correction in. 10-6. Play.
A lot of people say, don't they, pundits and what have you, oh, when's she going to break into the top 10 and what people like Blichfeld, but you've got to ask yourself, who's she going to replace in there? If you've got the Indian Nehwal at number 9, I mean, she is tough, and she's at 9 on the standings right now. So
I totally agree with you.
It's easy to say, who are you going to replace?
Bingjiao got well out of trouble on the backhand side there, pushed Yamaguchi on the backhand and forced the error.
Quarter 1, 20 seconds. Court 1,
ちょっと上げていくね。
20 seconds.
So a few mistakes creeping into the Japanese game then that we are not that familiar with seeing. Perhaps it's an ends issue with the slight drift on her back. She's being a little bit more imaginative.
Service serve 8-11. Nine, 11.
Just so good at winning those sort of something and nothing points, Yamaguchi. It's hard to explain, but she's just always there, competing so feistily for everything.
Yeah, we're treated to a very high quality women's singles today. Good pace, really pushing one another. And look at that cross-court smash there from her Bingjiao.
Like the court, please.
I know I said in the beginning that the physical aspect of her Bingjiao, you know, can be questioned now and again. But I think in today's match, she's actually holding up really nicely.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to go, you know, if she does get be able to extend the fourth seed, the distance, what happens then. But so far, so good.
Exactly.
12,
If it goes to 3, you never know. But so far, it's been really good.
Well, their last French Open match went the distance, didn't it? It was like 21-19 in the decider, so interesting.
Service serve 10, 12.
That sort of get from Yamaguchi at full stretch is quite outstanding. She almost did the splits there to ask that extra question. But it's been tough this game, because you said so nicely, Morten, that, you know, this player here has been finding that backline on a regular basis and then dropping it very, very short. And Yamaguchi's long in running.
She's definitely extending how much that Yamaguchi have to work in terms of the quality of her shots. Even that one was a good length. Look at the pressure. And this is where Yamaguchi have to move in. She's got to make better use of that opportunity.
Magical from the fourth seed, and the crowd respond. They love that.
Yes, really well played by Yamaguchi, that shot, but she had a golden opportunity when she was forcing into the deep backhand corner of her Bingjiao and forgot to follow up on it.
Bingjiao. Don't look around. Oh.
Well, when you consider the Chinese was 11-7 up at the turn, Yamaguchi is really starting to up the ante again here. It's 4 consecutive
13,
Japanese
12.
points.
Look at the quality. First, Yamaguchi was in doubt whether to leave it on the back line. Really a sign of good length.
13,
Secondly,
all.
the drop shot played here
Change
is so tight. Look at the lift, not even to the center of the court. And a beautiful smash. Quality, quality, quality from Bingjiao's racket.
So 4 for the Japanese now, 2 for
14,
Bingjiao. Swaying
13.
around all over the place this second game. Must-win game for the Chinese athlete in your picture.
And this is what we
15,
sometimes see from
13.
Yamaguchi, that she's suddenly making these unforced errors. She's sort of having patches, and she's definitely into one of them now. There's another one there.
She's just won 4 points in a row, but now suddenly the Chinese player goes on a tear of 4. But it's not so much that she's being proactive, it's Yamaguchi.
She's more
Incredibly,
giving,
just sort of lapsing a little, yeah.
She's giving them away.
Which is uncharacteristic. Ooh, Bingjiao, that is a wounder. She could pay a heavy price for that kind of miss.
Over.
Yeah.
14,
That was
16.
a really good opportunity. Cover the net well, and Yamaguchi got away with a little bit of a loose spinning net shot there.
Back edge at best, if she did find it.
Akane Yamaguchi
Yamaguchi there, that was perilously close. We're going to go upstairs. One of them is challenged.
I think it's out.
Do you?
Yeah, I
You're
think
looking
it's
right
out.
down that line, Morten.
I wouldn't say I'm looking right down that line. It's quite far a distance, but it looked out to me.
You're
yes.
right, eagle-eyed. Well done, sir.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 17, 14. Play.
Got to be careful now, Yamaguchi. She's only got 1 remaining this game. Needs to be very selective about when she pulls the trigger to go upstairs.
That was a nice proactive shot there by
Service
Yamaguchi.
over.
Really
15,
reaching early.
17. (16, 17).
Well, there's no questioning that she believes, having taken down Tai Tzu-Ying in the World Championships last year, to get to the quarterfinals, Bingjiao. What about taking down Yamaguchi? She's only ever beaten her once, lost 7 times.
Good play here by Yamaguchi. But I would say still that the way that Bingjiao is playing today could be one of the days where she's reducing the
17
deficit
all.
in the head-to-head. She's playing well.
Yeah, winning that long rally that she normally claims as hers, that kind of point. Signature Yamaguchi point.
But they're both of them really still moving very well. And once again into that deep backhand corner of Bingjiao, where she can she's very limited in her options,
18,
and very often
17.
is going for that straight drop shot, and that's where Yamaguchi really have to punch and attack. And she did it here in this rally with the block shot. She got there early.
Well, it does look like increasingly it's going to become a semi-final at the top of the draw between Akane Yamaguchi and Tai Tzu Ying, and that's said respectfully, but the writing you sense on the wall right now, there will be a clash between the top seed and the fourth seed. That'll be mouth-watering tomorrow.
Yeah, that was the French Open final where Yamaguchi actually won it in October last year. It's a repeat of that match. But let's see. The stakes are still creeping in, so let's see what's happening.
18, 19.
I just consider that her had that 17-14 lead. She was 11-7 up at the turn, and just such a tough opponent to put away, isn't she, Yamaguchi?
Yeah, you never say die attitude. Good play there by her Bingjiao. Good play, solid play.
Well, what's not to love about this all 21-year-old battle? Coming down to the wire in game 2.
19, all. Okay.
Wonderful cover there on the backhand side. Try to look at how her Bingjiao is actually throwing herself almost into it forward to reach it as early as possible. And that is creating that gap. Really well played, setting up game point. Really good badminton here. Everyone holding their breath.
And her Bingjiao keeps her title bid afloat.
Second game, won by
What a point, what a way to secure game 2. She takes it 21 points to 19. And after 42 minutes, we go on here on court 1 in the Arena Birmingham.
这个注意一下，是快了一点啊，压平不好意思，还是快了一点。我放慢一点给你，我缓下，对不对？但是我意识就在抓你的过渡，对不对？节奏变好嘛，你跟他平，突然再变好，变不起来有一点，知道吧？你给后场不一定说给太平，你这几个球我挑给你，我全力做好防守，哎，有机会我就抢，慢慢一点点的逼上去，所以这个做得非常好。然后整个注意精力集中，和有事情才能就那个顶住，好吗？加油加油啊！讨厌的啊！他说那个球就硬一点。 タイミングで打てるか。頑張らないと。
4セット目、最初の前半で少しいるんだからね、しっかり相手も絶対きついはずだからね。そこで我慢クラブで。
相手の自分より絶対にきついと思う。肩で息してるからね。
前後ろで前のところで自分が決めようの前じゃないからね。次っていうんで。
ということは前こう置いて一回。 タイミングずらして後ろでもいいんじゃないそれも一本入れて自分のタイミングで打てるんだったら 最初の出だしね。
Court 1,
スピード上げて打ってくるんで
20 seconds.
合わせる
Court
とするん
1,
でね。
20 seconds.
出だしからあんまり
セット頑張っ
Badminton's big guns reignite their battle in Birmingham, zeroing in on the podium, all of them today. Quarterfinals Friday. Just been a plethora of terrific action across two courts. And we've got an extra session for you today. Of course, at 5 p.m. local time, session 2 will begin. You'll hear the voice of Jill Clark. And alongside her, for a lot of it, will be Morten Frost, who's here with me right now. And I do love working with Morten because you learn so much.
I think it's interesting that, of course, in badminton, China has got a massive following by the fans, and of course, Bingjiao has also a lot of following, and she's got a lot of critics in terms of her physical ability. But I would say today, I'm not saying this is in general, but today, I don't think that people can be disappointed. She has played well, and it's also in terms of the physical aspect of the game, I think she has played extremely well. Still quite light-footed and playing good quality shots. Whether she can last the third final game here, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, it's an interesting talking point, Morten, isn't it? Particularly when she was extended to 3 games on both of her matches prior as well, coming into this quarter-final. That might sort of take a toll, given that Akane Yamaguchi had straight game wins. She's pushed that long, or has she? No, it's hands down. It's in. It is in. Or is it?
We have a challenge on it.
Called in.
There was a tough rally, so whether the challenge is a tactical challenge or not, it's really hard to guess.
She'll be trying to send her mind back to the Malaysian Open, Kuala Lumpur, where she beat Yamaguchi back in June in straight games. This time, could she do so again for her second ever win over the Japanese today, maybe? Does she believe? And more importantly, does she have the legs for this? Another 3-game clash for her Bingjiao. But this, a completely different ask in her matches prior.
She's getting cautioned by the umpire, saying that, you know, you've got to be ready. So perhaps that challenge was a tactical challenge. And by tactical challenge, I mean that she needed the rest more than anything. She knew that shot was in on the back line and needed the rest. But let's see.
Am I right, Morten, in thinking she will be gunning to get to the turn first here in this 3rd game? Or is that sort of obvious?
It's obvious.
Yeah.
She would, of course, she would try to get as many points as she can. I think Yamaguchi is playing on the good side now. So if Bingjiao can be, let's say, 11-9 down at the mid-game interval, that will still be fairly good for her. But we all know that Yamaguchi will just maintain the pace and pressure.
It's almost a given, isn't it, that?
It is. Oh, that's called out, but here we have a challenge.
It was nowhere near out on the sideline, that's for sure. We could see that from here, so it must have been the back line.
It's the back line, yes. Yeah. And I think she's got a good case. I know this is as far away as it can come from where we sit, but it looked extremely close.
Tension building under the sound of Hawkeye on its way. What will the decision conclude?
It's close.
The suspense building. Somebody press the button.
Please.
Put us out of our misery, come on. Perhaps Hawkeye's gone to sleep. Someone needs to put 50p in the electric meter.
Is in.
Oh, it's just out. How about that? Couldn't have been much closer.
Unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 4-1. Play.
Good play here by Bingjiao.
5-1.
Sort of cutting off the flat lift. Look, she's getting into it there, and the smash, the half smash down the line, really accurate. But that was a beautiful setup. Look at that cross-court drop shot there. But this smash is getting a bit wild.
Yeah, overpressed, red-lined, lost control. Shame, because that would have been 4 consecutive Chinese points as she made that.
Yeah, good smash by Yamaguchi. That's a wonderful reply.
3-5.
So good at responding to these kind of situations on the scoreboard, Morton, isn't it? We see it time and again from Yamaguchi. And there's another. Body jammer, heat seeker. 3 in a row.
4-5.
Yamaguchi now.
Bingjiao couldn't get out of the way. Look at that. I'm sure that was going out on the back line, but she just couldn't get out of the way. Is quality, isn't it?
Bingjiao, check your back pocket. That point was stolen by Yamaguchi.
And in terms of physical ability again, the mere fact that Bingjiao, after she was playing the shot at the net, and Yamaguchi got it back. Normally, Bingjiao would have been standing in the net and not moving and just looking at it. But here, she was actually getting it back, which is showing that she is a lot quicker on her feet as she's been for a while.
She wants to challenge again. Well, I'm not convinced by her body language on that. It was a sort of limp semi-thrust of the hand upwards. If she's made it, it's 5 points in a row for Yamaguchi, but I don't think so. I think this was more out than in. Morton, put your neck on the line. Yes, look at that, I'm right.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Long way out in badminton
No
terms.
challenge remaining. Service over. 6-5. Play. Service over. 6-all.
Well done, showing a lot of character there.
Service over.
My heart leaped a bit in my chest here, because look at this. This one here. This is exactly a similar situation as Carolina Marin when she did her knee in when she played in Jakarta. It's exactly the same situation. So, you know, my heart leaped a bit. I said, please, no injury.
Service over. 7-all.
Deceptive magic from her, Bingjiao. She loves it. Look at that response.
Service over. 8-7.
Out.
Service over.
But Yamaguchi has really capitalized on the fact that she's staying on the slower end, and which, you know, she can add more pressure on the back line. She's really not capitalized on that. It's 8-all now, and I think this could possibly be to a small advantage to her Bingjiao as and when the change ends. Good speed there. Really good speed by Yamaguchi.
9-8.
Lovely straight drop from her, Bingjiao there. That was timely and precisely struck.
9-all.
Took it nice and high, Morton, didn't she?
She did, very high. Look at this. But look at how tight it is. Of course, this is a risky shot to play, but it paid off. As close to be unforgivable.
Service
Giving a point away like that.
Yeah, having worked so hard for the point prior as well, but you could see her lungs tugging up and down. She's just desperately trying to oxygenate, get the air in, clear the head.
Service over.
Now that's also a cheap point as well. Normally, they're a rarity from the frugal Japanese.
It's a wonderful rally. Good pressure clear there by her Bingjiao. Playing it really tight again, but good length by Yamaguchi. And that is probably going long. And this is bad body language.
11-10. Interval. Change it.
Yeah, that'll just buoy this lady in red, won't it? I mean, she's fatiguing, you can see it. But her Bingjiao there to just sort of sink down was the wrong thing to do.
She's got to play the poker face.
Yeah, absolutely.
向こうがコントロールされて自分で回せるのミスも少ないし、途中でちょっとスピード上げたら自分もミスするリスク高いけど向こうの方が多いんよ。コントロールできてないから厳しいことね、あと10点だからね、ここ今みたいにちょっとスピード上げて回すのスマッシュ打てってことじゃないよ。早く短くじゃなくてね、しっかりなりしながら自分でちょっと速い球で勝負していかないとね。
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1,
知道吧？一定要相
20
信
seconds.
啊，然后节奏变好，注意就是他连贯的时候
Court
不要停下来。
Court
还有其他。
Still desperately breathing very, very heavily to recover is her Bingjiao. Such was the length and quality of that previous point. Look at that. Look at the difference in condition. Yamaguchi has already recovered. She's brought her heart rate down, the player at the far end. And that kind of point is meat and drink to the Japanese, those long, grueling points. She loves that. That's where she wants to be, you would imagine.
And now it's for her Bingjiao to do exactly what she did in the second game, really capitalizing on the fact that she could put more pressure on the back line and really make full use of the court and stretch Yamaguchi as much as possible. But this is not the way to do it. No mistakes from the racket. See Yamaguchi in doubt. And this one stays in. That's exactly it.
So she's hearing you, Morten.
It's bringing back my point of earlier.
11.
I'm not sure she's listening. But look at that, perfect. But she's got to keep it together, stay solid.
Yeah, keeps the run of points for Yamaguchi at 3.
She's showing signs of fatigue now.
Thank you.
So I think so far she's been able to silence her critics, but can she do it for the remaining, let's say, 10 minutes or so?
It's a tough ask.
Yes. That was a poor serve.
Service serve 14-11.
Do you think Yamaguchi kind of just loves these sort of moments when the match has gone the distance, and it seems to bring out the best in her, doesn't it?
It does.
You know.
Yeah.
Almost like she senses she's got her opponent right where she wants her.
She's got her now. She's created that little gap that she needs. And unless her Bingjiao really pull her rapid up the hat, then I think Yamaguchi is going to take this one home. Yeah.
Change.
Did she find this clear? Yeah.
16-11.
She's won 6 out of the last 7 now, the Japanese. Well, you think that might be the straw that broke the camel's back. This point here, she really invested massively. There was a big injection of pace from her Bingjiao, and the coaches wince. The Japanese coaches delight in that, because Akane Yamaguchi now, you sense, is setting sail for home.
Yeah, it looks really good for Yamaguchi now. And I do not think that her Bingjiao can find what's needed to win this one.
11.
She played so well up to 11 in the mid-game interval here in the third game, but after that, she completely deflated.
Is it as simple as a conditioning issue quickly, Morten, or is it sort of just a match tension thing, the perhaps lack of...
No, it's conditioning. Yeah. She's still got the shots, and she dares to play, no doubt about it. But probably she's got to work harder on her physical aspect than many other players.
And with the generous sort of match competition schedule she has, it's tough to find windows for that, presumably.
It is, but that's just the way the game is.
12, match point, 11.
10 out of the last 11 points. Akane Yamaguchi, the 4th seed, on the cusp of a semi-final berth now.
Service over. 12-20.
The 2018 runner-up, Akane Yamaguchi, the 4th seed from Japan, finds a way through on a tough day against a very talented Chinese opponent. The 6th seed is downed in her Bingjiao. It's Akane Yamaguchi of Japan who heads through 21-16, 19-21, 21-12, 65 minutes of action. A really compelling watch, and well, you've got to give credit to the Chinese. It was a terrific effort, but in the end, the superior physicality of the lady in your picture told, as it does so often. So a really fine win then for Akane Yamaguchi. It'll be Tai Tzu Ying up next for her. That'll be a repeat of the French Open final.